Air Traffic Control and Aids. Welcome to our in-depth exploration of air traffic control, ATC, and the various aids that ensure safe and efficient aviation operations. In this session, we will cover air traffic services, VFR and IFR operations, the classification of airspace, flight information and alerting services, emergency procedures, rules of the air, and visual aids for navigation and denoting obstacles. Air traffic services. Let's begin with air traffic services, ATS, which are essential for the safe and orderly flow of air traffic. ATS covers a range of services provided to prevent collisions between aircraft, and to expedite and maintain an orderly flow of air traffic. The primary parts of ATC service include the following. Air Traffic Control Service. This service is responsible for preventing collisions between aircraft, and providing information and other services for the safe and efficient conduct of flights. Flight Information Service. This service provides advice and information useful for the safe and efficient conduct of flights. Alerting Service. This service is responsible for notifying appropriate organizations regarding aircraft in need of search and rescue aid, and assisting such organizations as required. Scope and provision of ATS. The scope and provision of ATC services are vast, ensuring that aircraft operate safely and efficiently within controlled airspace. ATC services are provided by air traffic controllers who are responsible for managing the movement of aircraft both in the air and on the ground. Their duties include providing instructions and clearances, coordinating with other controllers, and ensuring that aircraft maintain safe separation. ATC services are provided in various segments of the airspace, including Area Control Service, ACC, manages en route aircraft within controlled airspace. Approach Control Service, APP, manages arriving and departing aircraft in the vicinity of an airport. Aerodrome Control Service, manages aircraft on the ground and in the immediate vicinity of an airport. VFR and IFR operations. VFR, Visual Flight Rules, and IFR, Instrument Flight Rules, operations are two primary methods of aircraft navigation and operation. VFR operations. Under VFR, pilots operate the aircraft in weather conditions generally clear enough to allow the pilot to see where the aircraft is going. Pilots are responsible for their own navigation and avoiding obstacles and other aircraft. VFR is typically used for short distances and during good weather conditions. IFR operations. Under IFR, pilots operate the aircraft primarily by reference to instruments, and navigation is conducted by air traffic control. IFR is used in poor visibility conditions and for most commercial flights. It allows for flights in all weather conditions and is essential for long-distance and high-altitude flights. Classification of airspace. Classification of air traffic services, ATS, involves categorizing airspace to manage and control air traffic efficiently. Airspaces are classified into different classes, each with specific regulations and requirements. Class A, reserved for IFR flights only. All operations are subject to ATC clearance and are provided with separation. Class B, allows both IFR and VFR flights. All aircraft are subject to ATC clearance and are provided with separation. Class C, allows both IFR and VFR flights. IFR flights are provided with separation from other IFR and VFR flights. Class D, allows both IFR and VFR flights. IFR flights are provided with separation from other IFR flights. Class E, used for controlled airspace not classified as A, B, C, or D, IFR flights are provided with separation. Class F, advisory airspace, both IFR and VFR flights are permitted but not subject to ATC clearance. Class G, uncontrolled airspace, both IFR and VFR flights are permitted and not subject to ATC clearance. Flight Information and Alerting Services. Flight information and alerting services are crucial components of ATS. Flight Information Service, FIS, provides information and advice useful for the safe and efficient conduct of flights. This includes weather information, changes in serviceability of navigation aids, and other information relevant to the flight. Alerting Service, responsible for notifying appropriate organizations about aircraft in need of search and rescue aid, and assisting such organizations as required. This service is activated when an aircraft is overdue, a pilot declares an emergency, or an aircraft is observed to be in difficulty. Coordination between ATC units is essential for maintaining smooth and efficient air traffic flow. This involves the exchange of information and the transfer of control between different ATC units, as an aircraft moves through different sectors of controlled airspace. Effective coordination ensures that aircraft are safely handed off from one controller to another, maintaining continuous surveillance and communication. Emergency Procedure and Rule of the Air. Emergency procedures in ATC are designed to handle situations where an aircraft is in distress or experiencing an emergency. These procedures include providing priority handling, alerting search and rescue services, and providing necessary assistance to ensure the safety of the aircraft and its occupants. Controllers are trained to handle emergencies such as engine failures, medical emergencies, and communications failures. The rules of the air are a set of regulations established to ensure the safe and efficient operation of aircraft. These rules cover various aspects of flight operations, including right-of-way rules. Determine which aircraft has the right-of-way in different situations to prevent collisions. Flight levels and altitudes. Establish standard altitudes for different directions of flight to ensure separation between aircraft. Visual and instrument flight rules. Define the conditions under which aircraft can operate under VFR or IFR. Visual aids for navigation. Visual aids for navigation are critical for pilots to navigate safely, especially during takeoff, landing, and taxiing. These aids include runway and taxiway markings, provide visual guidance for pilots on the ground. Approach lighting systems, ALS, provide visual cues to pilots during the approach and landing phases. Visual approach slope indicators, VASIs, and precision approach path indicators, POPIs, assist pilots in maintaining the correct glide slope during landing. Visual aids for denoting obstacles include lighting and markings that indicate the presence of obstacles, such as buildings, towers, and other structures that could pose a hazard to aircraft. These aids ensure that pilots are aware of potential obstacles and can navigate safely around them. In conclusion, air traffic control and its associated aids play a crucial role in ensuring the safety, efficiency, and smooth flow of air traffic. From the provision of various ATC services, and managing VFR and IFR operations, to the classification of airspaces, coordination, and emergency procedures, each aspect is meticulously designed to maintain order in the skies. Visual aids for navigation and obstacle marking further enhance the safety of flight operations, providing pilots with the necessary information to navigate safely and avoid hazards. Thank you for joining us in this comprehensive exploration of air traffic control and its critical role in aviation.